Happy Monday, everyone. Today is January 2nd. Welcome to RLA TV. I'm Carson.
And I'm Brooke. We at RLA TV hope you had a wonderful break. We have some important announcements for you, so please listen carefully.
This week is midterm and finals week for all students. If your teacher hasn't told you already, here is the schedule for this week. Wednesday, periods 3 and 6. Thursday, periods 2, 5, and 7. And Friday, periods 1 and 8. Don't forget to study.
For all students on January 23rd, there's the annual Polar Bear Plunge to benefit Special Olympics. Check out the flyers hanging around the building. Use the QR code that links to the registration page. Come out and freeze for a reason.
Now it's time for today's weather update.
I'm Bea Brooks, and welcome to the daily weather announcements brought to you by the RLA Media Team. Tomorrow, the temperature will be a high of 59 and a low of 46. There will be rains, and winds will be up to 4 to 13 miles per hour with gusts of 30 miles per hour. That's all for today's weather. Have a great day, Red Line. And now back to our hosts.
Thank you for the weather update, V. And here is a review of the STEAM Ahead Day from December 21st.
STEAM is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And while that describes the content that the students learn while doing these kinds of activities, truly they're learning about the 4 C's, so communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. And the great part about that is no matter what part they go into following graduation, they're going to use those skills. So it's really just prepping for their futures.
The S stands for science, and Tommy's tour we're teaching students about watersheds, predator and pollution, and also prey.
Hi, this is T for technology, and we're basically just learning about robots.
E is for engineering, and in the design station we have the students read a book about the engineering process, and then we split them up into groups and send them to tables. One group makes a device to pick up trash, and then another group makes something to launch it, and we go test it over with the buckets, and we give points based on how much trash each group is able to pick up and launch.
Okay, so I work at the art station, so in STEAM, the A is for art. And at the station, we read a book and we allow the kids to kind of draw along with the book, and we give them different prompts to draw. And at the end, it creates one big scene, but everybody's looks a little different because everybody interprets stuff differently from the book. But the end, it's all still the same scene. So it represents how, even though people do stuff in different ways, it's all still creative and can be the same thing.
So this is the math station. As you can see, there are 4 different parts to it. There is Leo's lineup, there is a Lego challenge, picture this, and this one is the game of logic.
One of my most favorite things about having second graders here is their faces when they walk into the gym. They light up with all the different pictures, and we have parachutes out. So just their overall excitement for the day kind of reminds us what we're here for and why we do this.
Thank you.
The Spring Wildcat application is available. Students, don't delay in registering. There are over 20 programs available. Visit wildcat.us, or if you have any questions, stop by the Career Center to see Mrs. Scott. Check out her bookshelves for printed flyers of each program. And now here's a brief intermission to hear about people's New Year's resolutions.
What are New Year's resolutions? According to the Merriam Dictionary, a New Year's resolution is a promise to do something differently in the new year. New Year's resolutions, as told by www.history.com, says the origins of these traditions come from the ancient Babylonians and said to have been the first people to make New Year's resolutions some 4,000 years ago. They were also the first to hold recorded celebrations in honor of the new year, though for them the year began not in January but in mid-March when the crops were planted. During a massive 12-day religious festival known as the Ekhetu, the Babylonians crowned a new king or reaffirmed their loyalty to the reigning king. They also made promises to their god to pay their debts and return any objects they had borrowed. These promises could be considered the forerunners of our New Year's resolutions. If the Babylonians kept to their word, their pagan gods would bestow favor on them for the coming year. If not, they would fall out of the gods' favor. Let's see what kind of resolutions people set for themselves this year. Eli, what is your New Year's resolution?
To pass school.
Okay.
I want to pass.
This is Mr. Plantino. What is your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution is to make sure that my automobile has its registration and inspection done in a timely fashion to avoid a ticket this year.
This is Mr. McPherson. What is your New Year's resolution?
Oh, You know, I think every year I would like to just grow taller.
Okay. Mr. Ziegler, what is your New Year's resolution?
For work, my New Year's resolution is to try and be more on top of my grades for like getting kids feedback and such, and try and make that a little bit faster turnaround. For home, trying to leave work at work and spend more time with my kids.
Kylie, what's your New Year's resolution?
To work on my self-confidence.
Wow, that's a lot of cool resolutions everyone has set for themselves. Let's check back later in the year and see how they did.
Thank you for that great video. Interested in pursuing a STEM field? The Pennsylvania Governor's School for the Sciences is a summer program for you. Applications are now open for this awesome program. Please see Mrs. Sense in the counseling office for more information.
Now it is time for Carson's Holiday Special segment.
Long before the dawn of Christianity, the darkest days of winter were cause for celebration worldwide. Many ancient cultures commemorated the winter solstice because it meant that the worst of winter would finally be behind them, and longer sunlight would return. For example, the Norse celebrated Yule, which ran through the end of December. Sons would bring home large logs to represent sunlight. That's where the famous Yule log tradition began. Turns out it's even older than Christmas. Christmas as we know it originated during the early days of Christianity to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Back in the day, like almost 2,000 years ago, Easter was the main Christian holiday. This changed in the 4th century when church officials decided to commemorate Jesus' birth as a holiday. This would prove difficult as no version of the Bible gives a date for this sacred event. Logic suggests that he was born in the spring, but Pope Julius I decided that December 25th would be a great day for this new holiday. It has stuck ever since. During the 17th century, Christmas was briefly rescinded in Europe when Oliver Cromwell and the Puritans took over. From 1659 to 1681, Christmas was outlawed in England and in their American colonies, which is partly why Christmas wasn't celebrated in early America. But also, after the American Revolution, the customs and traditions held by America's mother country began to fall out of popularity. Christmas didn't become a federal holiday in America until 1870. The commonly associated character of Santa Claus has existed in some form for hundreds of years. He originated from a real person, a monk named Saint Nicholas, who was known for his kindness and generosity. He became the subject of many legends for years to come. The name Santa Claus is derived from the Dutch spelling of Saint Nick's name, Sint Nicolaas, and later Sinterklaas. Today, Santa visits every well-behaved child on Christmas Eve to reward them with gifts, or at least that's what my mom told me. Did you know that Jingle Bells was the first song played in space? Happy holidays, everyone, and now back to our hosts.
Thank you.
That concludes our announcements for you today. Thank you for tuning in. As always, make sure to stay tuned for the birthdays.
Remember, tomorrow is day 2. Have a marvelous Monday and stay safe, Birdline.